If you have a personal brand, an audience, people actually following you, they know, like, and trust you, but you haven't actually sold anything online, you haven't made a direct offer to the marketplace, you haven't run ads, this video is going to be for you on exactly how to monetize that audience and to be able to start making money. Because at the end of the day, you can make money from doing brand sponsorships, you can make money from affiliates, but the real people who want to make a lot of money and do make a lot of money is by having their own brand, something that they own, a product that they can actually sell and offer to the marketplace. And what better to do it than a warm audience of people that already trust you? Because we're in a trust recession. Here in 2026, it is harder and harder to get somebody to actually believe you. Like, why should I believe you? There's a lot of skepticism in the marketplace, and it's because there's been terrible products that have occurred and got offered to the marketplace, and people have been burned. And so if you already have a good reputation, you're ahead of 90% of people. And so I just did a breakdown for this guy on exactly how he can monetize his brand and his offer, and how he can launch his coaching offer to scale and probably get to $50,000 to $100,000 in his initial launch. So here's the exact breakdown. Number one is he already has a lot of clout in this specific industry, and he has a decent Instagram that he's constantly posting on, and he's also kind of posted a little bit on YouTube. Now, what's nice is he was just on a like a competition show within the industry that he already was able to get a lot of traction on, and like right now he just has an inundated amount of flow, like amount of people coming in and reaching out to him, wanting to work with him, wanting to actually pay him. But originally he's like, hey, just join my agency, as opposed to actually charging for it, right? And I think this is a problem that his specific industry faces, is like, don't be afraid to charge money. And so number one, like, you may have to get over that belief or that fear of actually selling something. But the cool thing about it is, like, once you actually start selling and you have a really good product and you're able to see the transformation on the other side, it's not something to shy away from. You work hard to generate this traffic, you work hard to sell other people's stuff, you might as well sell your own stuff to be able to provide this transformation. And so back to like what he was doing, he has a really solid Instagram, he has a really solid YouTube, not a ton of people, but engaged in ideal clients already that could be potential people, and also like are very warmed up to who he is, already know this guy. So what I said is like, hey, start and do a webinar. And I don't recommend people starting like doing this for like doing evergreen webinars, because there's people out there that do it. I'm more talking about let's do a hard launch of this offer and get a huge cash infusion of people coming in, paying you, and so on and so forth. And so for this, I was like, hey, build a webinar, do Instagram stories, kind of teasing it a little bit, do a YouTube video, do a YouTube community post, also do some, not just the stories, but like an actual post of it. And what you want to do is you want to do an opt-in for this. So you collect name, email, phone number. And the reason why is, number one, you could say, hey, I'm going to send the link to your email, and you could send some automations, just reminders and warming them up for the webinar ahead of time. But then also on the back end, you can continue to reach out to these people. And what's nice is, like, you want to have data that you actually own. You want to have your own email list that you actually own, as opposed to a platform that you could get deplatformed nowadays. It's like you could say one bad thing and all of a sudden you're canceled and deplatformed. And so it's like not something that is shared data or rented data like Instagram followers or YouTube subscribers, but like people who actually have opted into your stuff and you have permission to be able to contact them. So you have the opt-in, and on the webinar, what you do is you just drop all the sauce. Like, you just give everything away. And I'm thinking like an hour and a half Zoom presentation where they can actually jump on live, and obviously you make sure everybody's muted, but you just launch and you give all the secrets away. Now, what you do is for this specific person, he's never made an offer, and so you could do a few different things. Russell Brunson has a really good one. Alex Hormozi just did a $100 million launch. There's a lot to learn from that, but I think it's having the framing of, hey, I've had a lot of people reaching out, and I've been really trying to figure out exactly what to do with this. And honestly, like, it's more, I've fallen into more to the traditional way, like, hey, the only way to be able to get access to me is to join my agency. But I've had people that didn't want to join the agency but still want help. And so this was like really just on my mind. I was trying to figure out what to do. And you know what I decided? I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually give something away to you guys for you to have the opportunity and open up the gates for you to be able to work with me. And it could be in a one-to-one setting, or it could be like in in a group setting. And so that's exactly what this offer is. And boom, now you reveal it. It's the grand revealing. Oh, it's the high ticket accelerator. It's the whatever it is, right? And you announce it, and then you just start pitching. And so you're like, is it cool? Do you guys in the chat, like, drop ones in the chat if you want some help, or drop ones in the chat if this is something that you think would actually help you, and you just want to start training them to do that. Now, what happens is on the webinar, you sell, and I said, don't drop the price, but have them schedule a call with you, because yes, you can get prepaid people. You could get people just to buy on that webinar, but it's his first time offering to the marketplace. I was like, you know what? Hop on sales calls, try to work deals if people need it, but just figure out like what people are actually wanting and then do a sales call. Like, you are selling. That's what your program is. You're doing a sales training program. You might as well hop on a sales call with them. That just makes sense. And so having him hop on and do a sales call and close, and he had a 3-tier pricing. And this is the problem that a lot of people face is they're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to do yearly things of like a 25K offers, which breaks down to $2,000 a month, or I have a month that's our top tier, but you could do the 12K offer that's like only $1,000 a month and all this stuff, like just making it extremely complex. And I said, scratch all that. Don't do a year-long program, because a year is a long time. Like 6 months is still a long time. And I was like, how long have you actually been in the industry? Have you been in a year? And he's like, yeah, I just passed my year mark. I was like, you've learned so much in the past year. Don't do a year. Do like 3 to 6 months, because in that time you can still see a real transformation. You can still get real results, but more importantly, you can continue to renew them or not. And so you already have a strict timeline of working together that preps you and tees you off for another sale from the same person here coming soon. So what I said is, hey, drop that down to probably a 3-month thing. And I've already had experience selling in this niche. And so what I was saying was, hey, you know what? Do a 5K or 10K offer, and do 5K for like a group, which comes with coaching, community, and course content. So you have like your course on school, and you just need an MVP, right? You just need course modules, break down your script, give them live sales calls, and then you can build the course as you go. Now, number 2 is you want the coaching. So whether that's weekly, whether that's bi-weekly, typically what I'd say at least a week, 1 time per week, or multiple times a week. I would say 2 at most is what I'd recommend. 1 a week is really good, is what I started with when we launched our offer and got it to 7 figures. So you do that. And then if they want the 1-to-1, typically the rule of thumb is just double the price for that. And so what I told him is, hey, do a 5K and a 10K offer, or do a 6K and 10K offer, something around there, to where the rule of thumb is typically double the price. I wouldn't start with double the price. I would just start probably with making it to where it's a little bit extra and it brings your average order value up, but it's not something that is like way out of reach, especially for these people, right? So that's what I would do on that side. As far as pricing, you have your core deliverables. If they want 1-to-1, then you do a weekly 1-to-1, and don't make it a full new offer. You just make an add-on. So what you do is you have your core flagship offer, and then you have like additions to that core flagship offer if you want. So, hey, you get the 6K program, but hey, you want 1-to-1. Okay, amazing. You just branch that off. Okay, I want your core sales training offer, but I also want marketing. Well, cool. You get this, plus we can add this on. Or if you want all 3 of these, then it's like extra, right? It's 15K if you want 1-to-1 plus a done for you ad setup plus this, right? So there's a lot of different ways to be able to go about this, but that's like the launch strategy. And so you have emails leading up, text leading up to it. You have your webinar, you launch it, you make sure you record it, you post that on YouTube, get it edited a little bit, post it on YouTube. What you also do on the webinars, after you pitch and you're like, hey, if this sounds all interesting to you, book a call with me down below, blah, 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 talk about it, and maybe give an incentive, and create some scarcity in this too. Like, hey, this is my first cohort. I only want 10 people in all reality. Like, I only think 10 people is what I want to do. I want to be able to get amazing results. I want to build out this coaching and community program, and then be able to like continue to grow it, and continue to just make it better and refine it so that more people that come in, it just continues to get better over time. But because this is like our first one, I'm going to give a special $1,000 off discount. So if you join, if you're one of those 10 members, this is what it looks like. Boom. And then you sell and close, right? And I would actually like stick to your word and keep 10. And so make it to where it actually makes sense. So maybe instead of doing the 8K offer, they get $2,000 off. And so now it's 6K for the founding members, and then it goes up to 8K. Like, you want to make sure that you hold to your promises each time. It's just best practices, and that's how you continue to build a brand. So you do that, amazing. And then after that, you post it on YouTube, make sure that's really solid as well. And you go from there. So like once that's launched, then you could just do, like, for him, he's already transacting, or he closed 3 clients, like technically, but not like on this specific thing. It's just been like in the past few days, he's like, okay, this is what we can do, but it's not like a formalized offer yet. And so what I recommended him to do is because he's already on Instagram, bringing in like daily lead flow for like DM ads, I think would be really helpful. And just DM to book a call, and you could spend $500 a day or $300 a day or even $200 a day, and you could get really solid results, especially with the Andromeda update, and especially with DM ads. Like, you don't need a lot of people to DM you, and yeah, you're gonna get someone qualified, but the people who do and are qualified, it's so worth it. Like, your return on ad spend, it was always our best performing funnel, specifically for coaching. Now, done for you offer, I'd recommend a VSL call funnel, but that's what that looked like. So I would run that for daily lead flow. After that, after everything's launched, everything's good to go, now you're up and running, and now people actually know that you have this offer publicly. Now it's just continuing to feed the machine, continuing to build your audience, posting Instagram, posting YouTube, emailing your lists, right? Running ads, getting into more conversations, signing up more clients. And so this is essentially the launch strategy to be able to, like, essentially monetize your personal brand. So he already has a warm audience. Amazing. If you have a warm audience, this is what I would do. If you want me like to actually work with me, and I do everything from start to finish, build out everything, build out your slides, build out the automations, everything on that side, just DM me on Instagram, or might be a link down below. But if there's not a link, just DM me on Instagram that you watch this video, and I'd be more than happy to help. But I think this, if you actually implement this into your business and you haven't sold anything, or maybe you sold something, but you haven't used a webinar conversion mechanism, you could absolutely crush and get amazing results and get 5 to 10x returns doing it, right? And this is obviously not, I'm not guaranteeing that you can do that, because I don't know who you are, but if these things align, you will absolutely be able to crush. So hope this video was helpful for you. Drop in the comments down below if there's something else that maybe that you have questions on that you want me to make a video on, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.